You're listening to the Mindful Chapters, a sanctuary for heartfelt stories and gentle growth. If this chapter resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe to help our mindful community grow. Now, let's continue the journey together. Soft and Slow. A gentle guide to intentional living, cozy routines, and a life with meaning. By Yves Laurent. Table of Contents. Introduction. Chapter 1. The Myth of More. The Illusion of Enough. Reframing Success. A 10-minute stillness reset. Chapter 2. Permission to Pause. The Fear of Slowing Down. Redefining Productivity. Building rest into your daily flow. Chapter 3. The Art of Slow Mornings. The Beauty of Quiet Beginnings. 3 rituals that anchor your morning. Creating your soft start morning routine. Chapter 4. Digital Calm. The Emotional Cost of Being Online. Building Gentle Boundaries with Technology. A 24-hour digital detox ritual. Chapter 5. Cozy Rhythms for Everyday Life. Why Small Routines Matter. The Power of Cozy. Slow Rituals to Close Your Day. Chapter 6. Protecting Your Peace. When Yes Becomes Self-Abandonment. The Quiet Art of Saying No. A Peace Audit Journaling Exercise. Chapter 7. Finding Joy in the Ordinary. The Forgotten Beauty of Simplicity. Using your senses as anchors. The Tiny Joys Gratitude List. Chapter 8. Living with Intention. Intention over ambition. Building a life that feels like you. Crafting your soft and slow manifesto. Conclusion. Introduction. In a world that often feels like it's spinning too fast, I'm here to offer you a gentle pause. Just a moment to breathe, reflect, and perhaps reimagine how you live each day. My name is Yves Laurent, and this book is a collection of thoughts, stories, and invitations woven from a journey that many of us can share. I've felt the weight of relentless deadlines and the exhaustion that comes with constantly chasing an elusive sense of enough. It took years of running, both literally and metaphorically, for me to realize that fulfillment isn't found in the race, but in the stillness. Imagine, if you will, those soft early mornings when the world is just waking up. The light spilling through the window feels almost magical, doesn't it? I invite you to linger there, to savor that feeling with me. In these pages, I hope to rekindle those gentle moments and bring awareness to the small joys that often go unnoticed in the rush of urban life. This isn't just a book, it's a whisper of encouragement for your soul. Through soft practices, I've learned to cultivate a cozy routine that helps me navigate the chaos with grace. You're not alone in feeling overwhelmed. So many of us carry the same fatigue, the pressure to perform, to achieve, to please. But what if we turned that energy inward, dedicating time to our own hearts, our own rhythms? With this gentle guide, my wish is for us to explore what it means to live intentionally, with presence and purpose. You'll find here gentle reflections, moments of introspection that invite you to look within, cozy rituals, simple practices that can seamlessly fit into even the busiest of lives, turning everyday actions into sacred gestures. Slow living philosophy. Ideas that resonate deeply, reminding us to find beauty in simplicity and delight in the mundane. I don't promise you instant transformation or a perfect life. Instead, think of this journey as planting seeds. Seeds need time to grow, and so do we. Some days will feel easy, while others will test our resolve. But I assure you, with every small step, you'll inch closer to a space where softness becomes second nature, where intentionality is woven into the very fabric of your daily existence. As we find our rhythm together, I hope you'll learn to embrace the imperfect, the messy, the real. There's beauty in allowing ourselves a moment of spontaneity or a dash of uncertainty. It's in these lapses that we often become more authentically ourselves. So, Let's set aside the pressure to constantly achieve and instead invite space for self-care, creativity, and discovery. This book isn't about checking off boxes on a to-do list. It's about nurturing the soul, honoring the self, and learning to walk gently with our dreams. Take a deep breath, dear reader. I'm here as a friend, ready to explore this gentle path alongside you. Together, let's find that beautiful balance of softness and strength, the blend of intention and joy, and maybe, just maybe, create a life that feels a little less frantic and a lot more fulfilling. The journey is yours to embrace, and I'm honored to accompany you along the way. Chapter 1. The Myth of More. The Illusion of Enough. There's a familiar battle that rages silently within us, isn't there? A whisper that perpetually questions our worth, nudging us to strive harder, be more, do more. Often, we find ourselves caught in the illusion of more, the belief that happiness lies just beyond the next achievement or possession. But what if we were to pause, just for a moment, and ask ourselves, what if enough is already within me? I remember the days when I'd wake up, groggy and scattered, scrolling through my phone before I'd even set my feet on the ground. My mind was buzzing with a never-ending checklist of tasks, emails to answer, deadlines to meet, and social expectations that loomed like ominous clouds. It felt like a vast ocean of demands, and somehow, I was supposed to float above it all, calm and collected. Yet, as I surrendered to the tide, I began to drown, feeling constantly out of breath, perpetually not enough. And isn't this the collective sigh of many women navigating our bustling urban lives? We were multitasking like a badge of honor, juggling careers, social lives, and the subtle pressures of perfection. We are told to do more, to book that extra client, to host the perfect dinner party, to curate an Instagram feed that dazzles and delights. It can be exhausting, can't it? What if instead, we paused and redefined what enough truly means? What if we could shift our focus from chasing what's outside of us and turn inward? Imagine crafting a life that feels rich and fulfilling, not because of the external markers of success, but because of a deep-rooted contentment that comes from being present. Let's consider the concept of enough in our daily routines. It could be as simple as waking up 15 minutes earlier to enjoy the dawn's peaceful glow with a warm cup of tea. Setting aside time each week to dive into a book that feeds your soul rather than checking that one last email. Taking a walk without the expectations of productivity, just to notice how the sunlight dances through the trees. These small practices gently remind us that we don't need to fill up every moment with more, but rather deepen our experiences. I think often about how our perception shapes our reality. When I began my journey towards intentional living, it became clear that the illusion of more isn't just about things. It's also about time, attention, and even love. The more we seek, the more we often miss what is already here, right in front of us. Take a moment and consider what enough feels like in your life. Can you close your eyes and imagine a day where you celebrate the small victories, like the delight of savoring your morning coffee or the cozy warmth of your favorite blanket? By slowing down to acknowledge these simple joys, we carve out spaces in our minds and hearts. Suddenly, that nagging feeling of not enough quiets down, and instead, we usher in a newfound gratitude. I won't pretend that it's easy. Habits can cling to us like old friends, and the busyness of modern life insists on pulling us back into its grip. Yet, in those fleeting moments of stillness, lies the invitation to discover a deeper sense of worth, one that doesn't necessitate doing more, but simply being more. So, let's raise a gentle toast to enough. To the beauty that unfolds when we realize that our lives are not a race, but a delicate journey of breaths, where every pause adds richness. Perhaps together, we can start to awaken to the idea that we are already whole, beautifully imperfect, and resplendently enough. Reframing success. Isn't it fascinating how we've all bought into this idea of more? More likes, more followers, more achievements. It feels like a never-ending race, doesn't it? Caught between an avalanche of deadlines and the shimmering pull of social media, we sometimes forget to ask ourselves, what does success really mean to me? When I used to sprint through my days, chasing the next big thing in my career, I pictured success as a shiny reward at the finish line. It was a tantalizing illusion, like a mirage in the desert that promised fulfillment but only left me thirstier. I worked harder, longer, convincing myself that each achievement would bring me closer to happiness. But there I was, a few promotions later, feeling more exhausted and disconnected than ever. Reframing success isn't about tossing aside ambition. You can still reach for the stars while grounding yourself in the present. It's about weaving a new story, one where softness and slowness intertwine with your goals. What if success could mean finding joy in the little things? Like the warmth of a favorite mug cradled between your hands, or the sound of rain pattering against your window on a lazy afternoon. Imagine cultivating a life where progress isn't measured by the number of projects completed, but by the moments that fill your heart with purpose. Let's challenge the narrative we've been fed. Instead of tallying our accomplishments, could we learn to notice the beauty of our everyday experiences? Here's a little thought. What if we define success as a feeling rather than a checklist? A soft glow inside us instead of an outward display. Picture this: a woman stepping outside, sunglasses resting on her nose, breathing in the crisp morning air. She pauses, takes a moment to soak it all in, and that's her success. The ability to be present, to find magic in the mundane. I remember a Sunday morning when the world felt blissfully quiet. I brewed my favorite tea, tucked myself into a cozy nook with my journal, and simply wrote. No rush, no agenda, just a stream of thoughts spilling onto the pages. That was success for me, indulging in the simple pleasure of creativity without the weight of external expectations. So, let's invite this gentle shift. Try this. Let's cultivate rituals that nourish our souls rather than drain them. Perhaps a few minutes of meditation or a delightful stroll through your neighborhood, where you can find inspiration in blooming flowers or the intricate juxtaposition of brick and sky. Start small. How about choosing one day a week to step away from the noise? A phone-free day is a great place to begin. Journal about what brings you joy. Think of the moments that make your heart dance. What stories do you want to tell about your life? Embrace imperfection. Your path doesn't need to look like anyone else's. Accepting the messiness is part of being beautifully human. Let's be real. Reframing success is about reclaiming our time and crafting a life that feels rich and meaningful. It's an act of rebellion against the pressures of constant busyness. Life, darling, is not a race, and you don't have to keep up with the pace of others. In the end, it all circles back to being true to ourselves. The quiet moments, the heartfelt conversations, the laughter shared over a simple meal, these are the memories that linger. These are the markers of a life well lived. So let's redefine success together, one soft, slow day at a time. A 10-minute stillness reset. In the midst of our busy lives, it's easy to forget the simple joy of just being. We fill our days with tasks, our minds with lists, and somehow, the moments we truly cherish slip away, lost to the cacophony of more. More work, more connections, more everything. But what if I told you that just 10 minutes of stillness could be your gentle rebellion against that myth? Find a cozy spot. Maybe it's a sunny corner of your living room or a quiet bench in a nearby park. Wherever it is, let it cradle you. Settle in. Begin by closing your eyes and taking a long, slow breath. Inhale deeply, feeling the weight of your body sink into your chosen space. Exhale with soft resolve, letting go of the day's clutter. As you breathe, allow your mind to wander, but not too far. Picture your heart like a delicate leaf floating on a serene pond. Notice how calm the surface is. With each breath, let ripples of thoughts pass, but don't let them disturb your tranquil center. Sometimes, it helps to engage your senses gently. Open your ears to the sounds around you, perhaps the distant hum of traffic or the whisper of trees. Each sound is part of the rhythm of life, pulsing around you, reminding you that you are not alone. Feel the fabric of your clothes against your skin. Is it soft? Does it carry warmth? Each sensation is an invitation to connect. In this moment, You might notice the urge to check your phone, or your mind racing towards the next task. Let it ebb away like waves upon the shore. You could invite it back gently after these precious 10 minutes, but for now, simply let it be. What a luxury it is to let yourself pause. As you sit with quietude, you may find unexpected feelings bubbling to the surface. Perhaps a softly glowing joy about a cherished memory, or maybe a heaviness about something unresolved. Whatever it is, acknowledge it. Don't rush to change it or fix it. Consider placing a hand on your heart. Feel that gentle rhythm, your own heartbeat, reassuring you that simply being is enough. This cozy connection can ground you, reminding you of your essence beyond the chaos of the outside world. As you near the end of these 10 minutes, start to invite a smile to your face. It doesn't have to be grand, just a subtle curling of the lips. This isn't about force or performance, simply a recognition that you have survived this moment and created space for stillness. With each breath, feel a lovely lightness begin to unfurl. When you're ready, gently blink open your eyes, soaking in the brightness around you. Take your time to adjust to the world again. You might like to stretch your arms wide, reaching towards the sky, as if inviting the day to meet you anew. As you rise from your spot, carry this quiet with you. Maybe it's a reminder to pause when the rush threatens to overwhelm, or to breathe deeply in moments of chaos. The myth of more loses its power when we embrace the sacredness of less. So, dear friend, I invite you, try this. It's just a small practice, but within those 10 minutes, you might discover more meaning in the spaces between your busyness. When calm seeps into your heart, you might realize, less truly can be more. Chapter 2. Permission to pause. The fear of slowing down. Isn't it interesting how we wear busyness like a badge of honor? It's as if the world has conditioned us to equate constant motion with success. I remember those early years in the digital marketing realm where the clock ticked loudly, marking the rhythm of deadlines and the rush of notifications. I thrived on the buzz, until the buzz became a blur, and I found myself exhausted, floating in a sea of chaos. There's a certain fear that creeps in when we think about slowing down. Maybe it whispers to us, what will happen if I pause? Or what if I miss something important? The world spins on, flinging tasks and obligations our way, and sometimes it feels like if we take a moment to breathe, everything will unravel. This fear, while familiar, carries an uneasy tension. It's a little like standing on the edge of a diving board, peering into the deep end. You know you want to jump, yet there's something so alluring about staying on solid ground, about the security of being in motion. Over time, I realized that this fear wasn't just mine. It is woven through the fabric of many lives. Urban women, especially, juggle so much: careers, relationships, personal dreams. Each role demands attention, pulling us in every direction, leaving little space for stillness. We often convince ourselves that by keeping busy, we are nurturing our dreams. Yet, what if stepping back could actually give us access to greater clarity? Pausing allows us to sink deeper into ourselves. In those quiet moments, we can encounter our thoughts without the noise of the outside world hounding us. It's almost poetic, isn't it? When we slow down, we open up room for reflection, and in that reflection, we often find our true desires, buried beneath layers of expectation and obligation. Imagine waking up on a Saturday morning, the sun filtering through delicate curtains, painting soft golden shapes on your floor. Instead of jumping into the whirlwind of chores and to-dos, you simply sip your tea. Feel the warmth of the cup envelop your hands. Allow each sip to fill you, not just in body, but in spirit. In this space, you might find whispers of ideas waiting to surface. Perhaps a long-forgotten intention nudges at your heart, or a flicker of inspiration beams through the quiet. It's vital to remember that slowing down doesn't mean we fail to accomplish what we desire. Instead, it's a gentle reminder that we can approach our lives with intention, not just reaction. I'd invite you to try this. Set a small ritual for yourself. It could be as simple as watching the sunset with a favorite book, allowing that moment to stretch, to breathe. or perhaps a few minutes of stretching in the morning sun. Just enough to honor the beautiful, intricate person that you are. In these moments, we begin to unravel the belief that slowing down equals falling behind. Instead, we find that it can lead us toward a more fulfilling way of living. Let us embrace the reality that life is not a race. There is beauty in unfolding, like a flower that takes its time to bloom, each petal revealing its unique journey. By redefining what it means to be productive, we step away from the noise of societal expectations and create a rhythm that resonates with our souls. As we dare to pause, we might just discover the courage to rewrite our own stories. So, dear friend, let's extend ourselves the permission to slow down. In that softness, we may uncover a meaning richer than we ever expected, a life that pulses with a gentle, steady beat rather than a frantic tempo. Redefining productivity. It's curious, isn't it? The way we've come to measure our worth in the currency of busyness. The more loaded our calendars seem, the more successful we feel. But what if, in the haze of our bustling schedules, we've forgotten what it truly means to be productive? I remember the days when my to-do list was a small novel, each item, a weight pressing down on me as I moved from task to task, hardly pausing to breathe. I was caught in the trap of doing rather than being, attributing value to the quantity of my output instead of the quality of my thoughts and experiences. Through this journey of self-discovery, I came to realize that productivity can be redefined. It doesn't have to be synonymous with ceaseless activity. Instead, it can be rooted in intention, reflection, and the gentle act of prioritizing our well-being. Here are a few ideas that have helped me shape a softer approach. Embrace the pause. What if productive moments stemmed from stillness rather than speed? Allowing ourselves time to simply be, whether that's lying in a sunbeam with a cup of tea, journaling your thoughts, or letting your mind wander, can lead to profound insights and inspiration. Value small joys. Sometimes, productivity can be as simple as appreciating the warmth of your morning coffee or the sound of leaves rustling during a quiet walk. These little acts, infused with awareness, ground us in the present and reconnect us with life's beauty. Cultivate mindful rituals. Try weaving comforting routines into your life. Whether it's morning stretches, evening reflections, or gentle tea rituals, creating moments of intentionality helps cultivate a sense of purpose. Set boundaries gently. Understand that saying no is also a form of self-care. It's okay to reclaim your time, to protect your energy fiercely. Sometimes, productivity means creating space for rest and allowing yourself to breathe. Redefining productivity can feel like a radical act, particularly in a world that thrives on constant hustle. Yet, I assure you, it's in the quiet moments, the ones that invite pause and reflection, that our true productivity emerges. Imagine waking in the morning, not with a long list screaming for your attention, but with a heart eager to explore what the day can offer you. Ask yourself, how can I be intentional with my time today? What nourishes my spirit? Allowing these questions to guide you can transform your daily grind into a canvas of life, beautifully painted with the strokes of intention and care. As I moved through my transformation from frantic busyness to intentional living, I started to recognize the rhythms of my own heart. There's a profound peace in realizing that I don't have to do it all, and that my value isn't tied to my productivity but rather to my presence, my kindness, and my connection to others. So, give yourself permission to pause. Lay down the weight of expectation. Seek the comfort in stillness. It's in these gentle moments that you'll discover not only who you are but also how to live meaningfully in alignment with what truly matters. This soft journey isn't about racing to the finish line. It's about savoring each step, embracing the messy beauty of the present, and finding joy in the slow. Let's embrace this new momentum together as we redefine what productivity can truly mean in our lives. Building rest into your daily flow. In the delicate tapestry of our lives, rest often gets relegated to the corner, a forgotten stitch. You know the feeling. The days stretch out into an unending parade of tasks, notifications, and obligations. It's as if we're sprinting toward a finish line that keeps moving further away, isn't it? But what if, instead of racing through, we allowed ourselves the grace of pause? Take a moment, if you will, to reflect on what rest means to you. Is it the sleepy sigh of sinking into a cozy chair with a beloved book, or the gentle hum of your favorite playlist filling the room? Perhaps it's the fleeting thrill of sunlight filtering through the leaves as you stroll through a quiet park. Rest doesn't always mean sleep. It can be those tiny moments that stitch together a sense of calm amidst the chaos. I remember when I first began embracing these little pauses. I was running on caffeine and the desire to keep up, yet I felt a hollow echo inside me. One sunny morning, I committed to my first phone-free morning. With no buzzing notifications to disrupt my thoughts, I brewed a cup of tea and listened to the world waking up around me. It felt radical. The simple act of being present, just me and my thoughts, was a revelation. Maybe you, too, have found a glimmer of peace in stillness. Here are a few gentle invitations to weave rest into the fabric of your days. Morning rituals. Start your day with intention. Consider rising just a few minutes earlier to give yourself space. Breathe deeply, stretch, and let your body awaken slowly. Try jotting down your thoughts in a journal, or perhaps savoring that first sip of your drink as if it were a ritual of its own. Mindful transitions. We often rush from one task to another, filling our schedules to the brim. What if you took 30 seconds between activities to ground yourself? Pause, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and remind yourself that it's okay to slow down. You deserve those moments to reconnect and reset. Nature breaks. If you can, step outside. Nature has a way of soothing our weary hearts. Feel the breeze through your hair, listen to the rustle of leaves, or simply watch the clouds dance across the sky. Your thoughts may slow down, too, as you immerse yourself in the beauty around you. Gratitude practices. At the end of the day, jot down 3 things you're grateful for. They needn't be grand. The softness of your favorite blanket or the warmth of a friend's kindness counts. This simple act can transform exhaustion into a sense of fulfillment and peace. I invite you to explore these little practices gently. There's no strict agenda here, no right or wrong way to do it. What matters is that you find what resonates with you. As you navigate your daily rhythms, remember that every pause, every bit of stillness, is a step towards honoring your own needs. It's okay if you feel uncertain or a little awkward at first. Changing our patterns can feel like learning to ride a bicycle again. There's wobbling and hesitation, but eventually, you'll find your balance. Allow yourself the space to experience this new flow. Life is not meant to be lived in a blur. When we begin to incorporate rest into our daily lives, we create a sanctuary for ourselves, a space that can hold our myriad emotions, our intimate dreams, and our little fears. As I write this, I feel an inviting warmth inside me, knowing I'm not just sharing tips. I'm whispering an invitation to honor the sacredness of your journey. You are worthy of rest. Let our world be a place where pausing is part of the rhythm, not an interruption. In this soft and slow way of life, every moment counts. Here's to honoring the gentle flow of existence, one pause at a time. Chapter 3. The Art of Slow Mornings. The Beauty of Quiet Beginnings. In the stillness of dawn, there's a sacred kind of beauty, isn't there? As the world outside begins to stir, I find a gentle magic in the soft light filtering through my window. It's a quiet reminder that each day offers us a chance to begin afresh, to layer our intentions like the sun rises softly over the horizon. When I first embraced the idea of slow mornings, it felt like rediscovering an old friend. Those rush starts, rushing to dress, rushing to scroll, rushing to meet the day, left me feeling more like a hamster on a wheel than the thoughtful woman I wanted to be. If you've ever felt a flutter of anxiety as the alarm blares, urging you into a sea of deadlines and to-dos, I understand. We've all been there. Imagine this. Instead of diving headfirst into the chaos of your phone and the whirlwind of the outside world, you take a moment, a deep, intentional moment. It's simply you, warm blankets, and the hint of a dream still dancing at the edges of your mind. Here are a few whispers of inspiration for your mornings, if you feel ready to try. Wake gently. Let the light in slowly. Instead of a harsh alarm, consider the sound of a soft melody or nature's song. Maybe even allow yourself a few extra minutes to breathe deeply, appreciating the cozy cocoon of your bed. Savor the silence. Before the world intrudes, take time to sit quietly. Slides of thoughts may weave through your mind, but allow them to be just that, thoughts. Recognize them, then let them float away, like clouds in a vast blue sky. Create a morning ritual. It could be as simple as a cup of tea. Feel the warmth as you wrap your hands around it, inhaling the comforting aroma. Consider what flavors awaken your senses. Maybe it's a piece of toast, slathered with your favorite jam, your own small offering to the day. Write it down. Journaling releases tension. Scribble a few words, a list of intentions, or even a simple thank you to the universe for another day. Let your pen dance across the page, without judgment. Move gently if you feel drawn to it, stretch your body. Open up the tightness that may have settled in overnight. There's something magical about connecting movement with intention, reclaiming your body's rhythm before the outside world demands it. These small rituals don't need to be elaborate or time-consuming. It's about creating space, a precious little pocket where you can breathe, feel, and simply be. Slow mornings have a way of grounding us, intertwining our aspirations with the simple beauty of existence. It's in these quiet minutes that we can truly listen to our hearts, our thoughts, and the stillness that surrounds us. And as we cultivate this intentionality, we find ourselves reconnecting with what truly matters. Even the most chaotic days can yield grace if we allow ourselves the space to tend to our beginnings. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes, it's the imperfect moments, the gentle awkwardness of waking up too early, or the soft laugh shared over spilled coffee, that remind us of our humanity, our softness. So, I invite you to cultivate your own quiet mornings. Embrace the stillness before life kicks in. Allow yourself to lean into the beauty of beginnings, each one a chance to set your intention, to cradle your heart, and to welcome the day with open arms. You are worthy of this time, this delicate moment just for you. Let each sunrise remind you that the world has not yet begun to pull at you. It's a beautiful thing to realize that you can choose to flow into your day rather than rush. Softly, slowly, let it be a sacred art. 3 rituals that anchor your morning. Mornings, oh, how they can feel like a race against time. You wake up, and suddenly, it's an avalanche of to-do lists and the unrelenting ping of notifications. But what if, instead, we carved out sacred moments? 3 gentle rituals can help us slow down and breathe in the beauty of the morning, infusing our day with intention. 1. The ritual of awakening. Imagine this. You awaken, sunlight softly spilling into your room. Instead of a jarring alarm, try a more gentle awakening. You could use a soft playlist of instrumental music or even the natural sounds of birds chirping, if you're lucky enough to have them. Take a few moments before grabbing your phone. Stretch out in your bed. Let your body awaken slowly. Notice how your limbs feel, where any tension resides. Tip: when you finally do reach for your phone, consider a mindful moment. Maybe scroll through a few beautiful images on Instagram, but let them inspire rather than overwhelm you. Or crack open a journal and jot down a single word that resonates with your mood. 2. The ritual of nourishment. Next, let's venture to the kitchen, your haven for nourishment. Whether it's a cup of warm lemon water or a sumptuous bowl of oatmeal topped with berries, find joy in the preparation. Washing fresh fruit, listening to the soft hum of the kettle, embrace the senses at play. You might play with flavors or even try a new recipe, letting curiosity fuel your choices. Invite a small whimsical spark into this process. Maybe there's a delicate cinnamon sprinkle you've never added before. Suggestion: while you savor your first bites or sips, take a moment of gratitude. It could be a fleeting thought of thanks for the ingredients or even gratitude for this morning ritual itself. Let it sit with you, expanding within. 3. The ritual of reflection. After nourishing yourself physically, turn inward. A simple time of reflection can work wonders. This could be taking a seat by your window, with a journal nestled in your lap, or simply enjoying the view outside. Here, allow yourself to notice what's stirring in your heart. You might want to write down your thoughts, dreams, or even just doodle. Don't analyze or judge what flows. Release it all onto the paper. Question to ponder. What do I want to invite into my day? This can be a word, an intention, or even just an image that resonates with your spirit. Integrating these rituals into your morning can create a lovely rhythm to your day. Remember, it's not about achieving perfection, but embracing presence. Let the mornings unfurl like petals, inviting softness and nurturing your sensitive soul. And who knows? These moments may not just anchor your mornings, but perhaps ripple through your entire day, inviting you to pause, to breathe, and to be. As you journey into tomorrow, carry these gentle practices with you, like little treasures tucked away, waiting to be unveiled in the quiet of dawn. Creating your soft start morning routine. Ah, the morning, that precious canvas of the day. For years, I woke up to the jarring sound of my alarm, rushing headlong into the day like a startled rabbit. But now, I find so much beauty and intention in a slow start. It's a gentle art, crafting a morning routine that feeds the soul rather than draining it. So, how do we begin? It's not about rigid rules or flashy additions. Instead, it's about inviting small moments of joy into your mornings, those moments that help you glide into the day with a sense of ease. Here are some thoughts that might spark your imagination. Embrace silence. After years filled with noise, phones buzzing, notifications pinging, there's something almost sacred about waking up early, before the world has come alive. I urge you, try this. Take those first few minutes to simply breathe. Let the silence wash over you. Listen to your heartbeat, the rustle of leaves outside, or even the soft hum of your home. This is your sanctuary. Cherish the stillness. Nourishing rituals. Perhaps you begin with a warm cup of tea or coffee. As the steam swirls up, allow it to cradle your thoughts. Consider adding a small ritual to this process. Maybe it's your favorite mug that holds warmth and stories, a gentle reminder of the comfort that awaits you. Invite this moment of care into your morning. Savor each sip like a lover's touch. Let it awaken your senses slowly. Gentle movement, stretching, yoga, or even a leisurely walk around your space can also be a beautiful way to ease into the day. Feel the gentle pull of muscles waking up. Honor your body, and maybe even follow that child's play spirit within you. Twirl, bend, or sway. Just move. There's no pressure to achieve, just simply be. Morning pages. Inspired by Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way, I've found solace in writing my thoughts down first thing. Just a few lines on paper. No structure, no expectations. This practice allows me to untangle the knots of my mind. Why not give it a whirl? Let your pen dance freely. Write about dreams, worries, or just the warmth of your bed. Nature's embrace. If you can, allow natural light to seep into your space. Open a window or step outside. Feel the crisp morning air on your skin, the sun's gentle touch. Let that energy flow through you. Nature has a way of grounding us and reminding us we are part of something greater. Intention setting. Before diving into the day, take a moment to set an intention. It doesn't have to be grand. Perhaps it's as simple as I will be present today or I will choose joy. Whatever resonates, let it sink in. Repeat it to yourself, almost like a gentle whisper, a guiding star to navigate your day. Each morning, I remind myself that I'm crafting a life, not just filling hours. There's immense power in taking it slow, allowing the richness of each moment to unfold. Life doesn't have to be a race, nor does it have to fit into anyone's mold. As you explore these ideas, remember, I'm not handing you a checklist. Instead, I invite you to discover what resonates with your spirit. There's no one way to create a soft start. It's about what nourishes you. Let your mornings be a gentle embrace, welcoming each new day with open arms and an open heart. In the end, it's not just about the rituals. It's about cultivating an atmosphere of love and care as you greet the world. So, take a deep breath, dear friend. Allow yourself to drift into the softness of your own mornings. You deserve it. Chapter 4: Digital Calm. The emotional cost of being online. We live in a time where the digital world pulses rhythmically, almost like a breathing organism. Instagram reels whirl like leaves caught in a whirlwind, while notifications buzz incessantly, pulling our attention away from the softness life offers. And in this constant connection, we often forget about the price we pay, our emotional well-being. I remember the days when I would scroll through my feed, entranced by beautifully curated images. A cozy cafe moment, vibrant sunsets, a friend's laughter, all displayed in pixels. But sometimes, that enchantment turned sour. My heart felt heavy with unspoken comparisons, as I questioned why my quiet mornings felt less vibrant than someone else's curated life. It's as if an invisible scale weighed my worth against those snapshots of happiness. The truth is, while we share our joys, we also serve as mirrors, reflecting insecurities back at one another. The hidden backstage of our online lives is often left unnoticed. There's a pressure, not just to perform, but to always be available, to always respond, especially when that little ping demands attention. That familiar feeling, like an itch we cannot scratch, can leave us feeling drained. I've had my fair share of those moments, where a flood of messages, images, and notifications left no room for stillness, where my soul felt starved for the simple act of being present. Have you ever noticed that slight twinge of anxiety that claws at your gut as you reach for your phone? It's as if your emotional state is tied to that small rectangular device. We think we're connecting with friends, yet in many ways, we're disconnecting from ourselves. Finding a moment to breathe, to just be, seems like a distant fantasy. Let's pause for a minute. Close your eyes. Imagine those soft, slow mornings that I adore. The world is still waking up. The coffee machine hums gently. Sunlight streams through half-drawn curtains, casting dance-like shadows across your day. The day feels like a canvas yet to be painted, and in this space, where time stands still, is where magic happens. But then ding! Your phone lights up, dragging you back into the frenetic pace of digital life. Just like that, the sanctuary of calm is disrupted. It's important to notice these moments when the weight of digital expectations becomes too heavy to carry. Have you felt it? That sense of obligation to reply instantly, to keep up, to fit into the rhythm of an online existence? It chokes the beauty of being, of simply observing and enjoying the world around us. We forget that an unhurried cup of tea with a friend can hold more significance than 100 likes on a post, and it's this wisdom we need to nurture. In my own journey, I've tried to carve out digital-free sanctuaries. Those blissful pockets of time where the screens are dark and my heart can breathe. Slowly, these gentle rituals unfurled, morning pages written by the glow of candlelight, herbal teas steeped in silence, mindful walks where my only company is the rustle of leaves. Perhaps you might consider weaving in moments like this into your days. You might discover something remarkable, a deeper connection not just to your surroundings, but to yourself. As you explore your relationship with the digital world, remember that it's okay to take a step back. This isn't about abandoning technology altogether. It's more about reclaiming your peace and making intentional choices about when and how to engage. Maybe experiment with phone-free mornings, or perhaps a gentle digital detox on weekends. It's an invitation, not a mandate. By tuning into your emotional landscape, you'll notice your own responses, your own desires, and what nourishes your spirit. If there's heaviness, it's a signal, a whisper urging you to reconsider how you connect. Embrace the art of being present. Reclaim those moments of quiet. You deserve to carve out joy amidst the noise, to understand that beyond the screens lie beautiful stories waiting to unfold. Your own story, rich with meaning and slow in pace. So let's keep it simple. Breathe, slow down, and check in with your heart. In the embrace of stillness, may you find your way back to the serenity that life, unfiltered, has to offer. Building gentle boundaries with technology. In this whirlwind of notifications, emails, and endless scrolling, it's so easy to feel as if technology is tugging at our sleeves, pulling us in a direction we never intended to go. Isn't that the truth? We become so consumed by our devices that we forget the simple joy of being present in our own lives. I know because I've danced this dance many times myself. When fluttering hearts and busy minds become our norm, it's time to pause and reflect. Finding simplicity in the digital chaos doesn't require a drastic overhaul. Instead, it's about creating small, nurturing boundaries that invite peace into our days. Imagine it as a gentle embrace around your digital life rather than a cage, a way to protect your time and mental space. Start with your mornings. There's something magical about waking up to gentle light filtering through your curtains, taking a moment to stretch, or savoring that first sip of coffee. Can you feel it? Instead of reaching for your phone as soon as you open your eyes, try creating a phone-free morning ritual. Maybe it's lighting a candle or writing down a few thoughts in your journal. Give yourself that sacred space to breathe before the world bubbles to life. Set soft time limits. If you're anything like me, hours can vanish in the blink of an eye once you enter the digital realm. Perhaps try using a timer. After 15 or 20 minutes of scrolling, pause. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. What do you really feel? Allow that moment of reflection to help you decide if you want to continue or if it's time to step away. Create a cozy zone. What if you designated a corner of your home as a tech-free zone? A space filled with your favorite plants, a well-loved blanket, or even just your books stacked neatly. When you enter this space, leave your devices behind and reconnect with the gentle touch of life offline. This can be a haven where your thoughts can stretch and wander freely. Engage with intention. I remember when I first decided to curate my online connections. Rather than letting the algorithms dictate what I scroll through, I started unfollowing accounts that didn't spark joy or inspiration. Instead, I seek out spaces that celebrate creativity, kindness, and authenticity. With every new connection, I ask myself, does this nourish my spirit? It's like planting a garden, one that flourishes with each intentional choice. Practice soft exits. When it's time to step away from your screen, try making it a gentle process rather than a sudden switch off. A soft exit might mean spending a few moments listening to your favorite music or watching the clouds drift by from your window. Allow technology to fade into the background rather than abruptly shutting it down, creating space for something else to emerge in your heart. In the ebb and flow of adjusting to these gentle boundaries, remember that it's perfectly fine to falter. Imperfection is what makes each step relatable and real. There might be days you forget your own rules, and that's just part of the journey. The goal here isn't perfection but incremental change, a shift towards a more intentional and soothing interaction with technology. As I sit here, watching the sun dip below the horizon, I often reflect on how my relationship with technology mirrors a relationship with an old friend. Sometimes we laugh, sometimes we argue, and sometimes we just need to take a break from each other. The key is nurturing that friendship. It requires attention, care, and respect for boundaries. Embrace this journey with an open heart. Your intuition will guide you to the right practices that feel right, that resonate with the gentle rhythm of your soul. Here's to building those gentle boundaries and finding your own unique brand of digital calm amid the noise. Herb. A 24-hour digital detox ritual. Let's take a moment to breathe together. The kind of deep, full breath that escapes from the very bottom of your lungs. Yes, even right now as you read this, feel that gentle exhale? That's your body inviting stillness back into a world that pulses with noise. It's funny how we often forget that we have the power to step away from the whirlwind of our screens. So, what if we took a pause? Just for a day. Imagine stepping into a bubble just for 24 hours, where you consciously decide to disconnect from the digital world. This isn't merely about silencing notifications or logging out of social media. It's an invitation to rediscover the beauty of being present with yourself, your thoughts, and the quiet elegance of life just outside your window. Here's how you might create this digital detox ritual. Set a start time. Choose a day when the world feels a little slower. Maybe a Sunday, or perhaps a midweek day when your responsibilities are lighter. Aim to start at sundown, which gives a comforting natural marker, a closing of one day and the opening of another. Create a cozy space. As you prepare for this detox, gather a few things that make your heart feel at home. A soft blanket, perhaps a favorite mug, and a stack of books that have been waiting patiently for your attention. Arrange these pieces around your favorite window or a quiet corner of your home. Tidy up your digital space. Before the detox begins, take a moment to clear any urgent work from your inbox. The goal here is to leave behind any pressing thoughts that might cling to you like a label on an old jar. You might find this part oddly freeing. Curate soundscapes. In this digital quiet, what sounds will fill the void? Think of calming melodies, a playlist of gentle tunes, or maybe even the soft hum of silence. Use a speaker that allows you to lose yourself in the rhythm of these soundscapes, undistracted by sudden pings or alerts. Unplug and transition. As the sun begins to dip, it's time to unplug. Turn off your devices. This is the grounding you've craved. Let go of the constant pull towards the online world. Notice how your mind begins to settle, how the worry of messages and updates fades, leaving space for deeper thoughts. As your evening unfolds, honor the stillness. You might choose to light a candle and let its flickering dance remind you of your own inner light. Nourish your body with a meal you truly enjoy, maybe something warm and comforting, like a bowl of soup or a chai latte. Eat slowly, savoring each bite, each sip. Evening rituals. Before bed, you may want to reflect on your day. Journaling can be a beautiful practice here. You might write about how it felt to step away from the screens, or simply jot down the little moments that made your heart swell, a beloved book, the soothing sound of rain, the warmth of a loved one's presence. When you rise the next day, don't rush back into the digital storm. Instead, take a moment to soak in your surroundings. Maybe you'll brew that first cup of coffee in silence, allowing the aroma to fill the air, gently stirring your senses awake. This pause is your chance to reconnect with your thoughts, explore creativity, or embrace the daydreams that linger in the back of your mind. Consider a morning walk, each step grounding you back into the rhythm of nature, feeling the earth beneath your feet. Ease into re-entry. As you near the end of your 24-hour detox, approach the digital realm with intention. Notice how you feel returning to your devices. What has shifted? What distractions no longer hold the same power? You might even select a few moments of the day that are strictly device-free as you return to your usual routines. This gentle practice of a digital detox isn't about denying yourself the joy of connection, but rather about reclaiming your time and space. It invites you back to simplicity and the soft whispers of life. Embrace it with open arms and allow each moment of calm to resonate within you. You deserve this softness. Chapter 5: Cozy Rhythms for Everyday Life. Why small routines matter. There's something profoundly soothing about small routines. Like the gentle whisper of a familiar song or the warm embrace of a favorite blanket, they remind us to breathe, to pause, to be. In the hustle of our urban lives, where the noise often drowns out our thoughts, these quiet moments can feel like sanctuary, a little safe harbor amidst the storm. I think back to my own experience, nearly a decade spent in the fast-paced whirlwind of marketing and media. Days bled into nights, and my sense of self began to fade in the kaleidoscope of notifications and deadlines. It was during one particularly overwhelming morning, coffee in hand, that I stumbled upon the realization: the little things matter. What if I could reclaim my peace by crafting intentional moments, even in the simplest of daily acts? Instead of a hurried breakfast, I started to savor it, mindfully selecting a bowl, measuring the oats, allowing the steam from my tea to fog up my glasses. Those minutes became the anchor for my day, a chance to tune into my senses rather than the frenetic pulse of the outside world. Here's where it gets interesting. Small routines ripple outward. They don't just shape our mornings and nights, they form the essence of our days. Think about it. When you start your day with intention, perhaps a moment of gratitude or a few stretches grounded in your breath, everything shifts. You may find yourself approaching challenges with more grace, or simply smile a little more easily at the beauty of everyday life. Consider these gentle practices. Morning rituals. Think soft light streaming through the window, the aroma of fresh coffee wrapping around you like a cozy shawl. How about waking just 10 minutes earlier to greet the day with intention, a few deep breaths, maybe a stretch, or even a page of journaling? Afternoon grounding. Let's say the afternoon lull hits. Before diving back into tasks, what if you stepped outside for a moment, letting the crisp air fill your lungs? A brief walk can clear your mind and refresh your spirit. It's a reminder of the world beyond your screen. Evening wind down. As night descends, we often cast aside the day's pace. What if we embraced it? Consider creating a ritual, soft music, a warm bath, or flipping through a beloved book. Let your evening routine be a gentle farewell to the chaos, welcoming in a tranquil night. These subtleties, these small shifts, mold our experience of life. They connect us to ourselves and to the moments that often slip by unnoticed. I've found that the more mindful I am about these routines, the less anxious I feel. It's almost magical. In a world that often celebrates grandiosity, huge achievements, dizzying speed, and constant productivity, embracing the small feels like an act of rebellion. It's an invitation to softness. Unraveling the thread of what it means to live intentionally, we can discover that coziness doesn't just exist in warm blankets or flickering candles. It thrives within our daily lives. And here is the beauty. These routines don't have to be elaborate. They can be whispers of joy in the mundane. Perhaps it's savoring the taste of your favorite tea while watching raindrops race down the window, or lighting a candle during dinner, letting the soft glow wrap around you like a hug. In every small routine, there's an opportunity to pause, reflect, and remind ourselves of what truly matters. So, let's invite these cozy rhythms into our lives, shall we? Each day is a canvas, and by painting it with intention, one stroke at a time, we can craft something beautiful and uniquely ours. A life that breathes gently around us, where we pause instead of rush, and ultimately find more meaning in the ordinary moments. Just think about it. What small routine can you invite into your day today? The power of cozy. There's something magical about the word cozy. It wraps around you like a warm blanket on a chilly evening. Isn't it fascinating how this simple feeling can change the course of our day? In a world that's often too loud and fast, finding coziness becomes an act of rebellion, a gentle defiance against the chaos swirling around us. I remember evenings spent in my tiny London flat, the city outside bustling with life, while I nestled into my favorite corner. A steaming cup of chamomile tea, a flickering candle, and the sound of rain tapping softly against the window. Those moments felt sacred. It's the mundane transformed into the extraordinary. We can all carve out spaces of peace, even in the busiest of lives, and it begins with the simple power of cozy. Cozy isn't just about aesthetics, it's about intention. It's an invitation to truly engage with our surroundings, to breathe deeply, and to feel connected. Think of it as a slow dance with life, a rhythm that invites us to be mindful, to savor little joys, and to appreciate the beauty in simplicity. By letting ourselves dwell in cozy moments, we open the door to authenticity and warmth, both in ourselves and with others. Create your sanctuary. Consider what makes your heart feel at home. Is it the soft golden light of a lamp? The scent of vanilla wafting through your space? Perhaps it's the tactile comfort of a knitted throw. Surround yourself with items that spark joy and comfort. Let your space reflect the essence of you. Mindful rituals matter. Imagine waking up and slinking into a gentle routine. What if you tried to awaken with intention? No screens or messages pulling you in different directions. Instead, could you curl up in your bed a few extra minutes, listen to the birds sing, and feel the softness of your pillow? These tender routines can set the rhythm for your day, grounding you amidst whatever tasks await. Moments of stillness. There is immense power in pausing. Ground yourself while sipping your morning coffee. Relish each sip as if it's a sip of comfort. Just for a moment, allow your thoughts to drift instead of racing through the day's agenda. In those still moments, we find clarity and often a deeper connection to ourselves. When we embrace coziness, we're not just seeking comfort. We're inviting a deeper presence into our lives, connecting to the small but significant details that make our days worthwhile. We begin to notice the texture of our favorite sweater, the sounds of distant laughter, and the colors of the autumn leaves swirling in the air. It awakens our senses. Picture this: an ordinary Wednesday. The sun is just beginning to rise, and instead of rushing through breakfast, you decide to savor a bowl of oatmeal. You add cinnamon and fresh berries. You notice the warmth of the bowl in your hands, the sweetness of the berries mingling with the nutty flavor of oats. Can you feel that transformation? A simple meal becomes a nourishing ritual, a cozy moment that may spark sunshine throughout the day. Take cozy outdoors. Don't confine cozy to just your home. Let nature envelop you. A walk through the park can become a sanctuary. It doesn't matter if it's chilly or warm. Think of how the sunlight filters through the leaves or how the wind dances with your hair. Embrace the elements, notice your surroundings, and let the serenity of nature cradle you. Creating a life of intention doesn't require monumental changes. It starts with small steps, an acknowledgement of what makes you feel safe, warm, and content. Maybe it's lighting a candle during dinner or wrapping yourself in a soft shawl while reading a favorite book. Celebrate these little gestures. As we cultivate our power of cozy, we also create space for vulnerability, allowing ourselves to be genuine. With that comes growth, understanding, and the warmth of community. When we share our cozy spaces, whether a handwritten note to a friend or a cup of tea with a loved one, we reinforce our connections and remind ourselves that we are not alone. So, as you delve into your days, I gently invite you to weave in more coziness. Try to slow down and notice. When was the last time you wrapped yourself in the comfort of a moment? Each cozy pause is a commission to nurture yourself, and in turn, it reshapes the way you navigate the world. Let the power of cozy envelop you and see how it transforms not only your space but also the rhythm of your life. Slow rituals to close your day. As the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of pink and orange, there's a soft invitation to unwind, a tender reminder that the day is coming to a close. This is our time. Let's take a moment to breathe and truly acknowledge the gifts we've received throughout the day, no matter how small they may seem. Creating your gentle closure. Closing the day can become a beautiful ritual, a sanctuary in the midst of our busy urban lives. It doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the simpler, the better. Here are a few tender invitations to consider. A warm bath. Imagine the sensation of warm water enveloping you like a gentle embrace. Maybe you add a touch of lavender or a drizzle of honey into the water. As you soak, let the warmth wash away the accumulations of the day. Allow your muscles to relax as you close your eyes, just for a moment, and feel gratitude for your body, a vessel that carries you through each day. Journaling thoughts. With a cozy blanket wrapped around you, reach for your journal. There's something so grounding about putting pen to paper. You might choose to write down 3 things that made you smile today, or perhaps a few words to capture how you feel, unfiltered and real. It's a conversation with yourself, one that opens the door to reflection. Mindful tea time. Brew your favorite herbal tea, giving yourself this moment to savor the aromas and warmth. As you sip slowly, notice how each flavor dances on your tongue. This can be a sacred time to let thoughts float, or simply to listen to the quiet murmurs of your heart. Light a candle. There's something undeniably comforting about a flickering candle. As you light it, visualize it burning away any remnants of stress from the day. Perhaps choose a candle with a scent that brings back lovely memories. Let its glow be a gentle reminder that even in the dimmest moments, light can always find its way back. Embrace the solitude. You don't have to fill every moment with noise or distractions. In fact, I invite you to embrace the stillness. Shut down the phone, Turn off the bright lights and allow the room to breathe with you. Maybe you curl up with a book or simply listen to the sounds outside your window, the distant hum of city life, the rustle of leaves. This time is yours. Gentle breathing. As you sit in this tranquility, try the simplest of all, breathing. Inhale deeply through your nose, letting the air fill your lungs and expanding your chest. Hold it for a count of 3, and then slowly exhale through your mouth. Feel the rush of air carry away the tension. Each breath can be a tiny reset, guiding you towards a softer mindset. Gratitude ritual. As you prepare to slip into dreams, take a moment for gratitude. Maybe you whisper a few words of thanks, or you could write them in your journal. Picture those moments and people who brought warmth to your day. The smile of a stranger, the sound of laughter, or the way the light hit the leaves just so. Let these thoughts wrap around you like a cozy quilt, anchoring you before you drift off into sleep. Cozying into sleep. Now, imagine crawling into bed enveloped in your favorite blankets. Feel the softness against your skin, the comforting weight of the blankets cocooning you. Allow yourself to settle in, leaving behind the affairs of the day. Before you close your eyes, take this moment to set an intention for tomorrow. What do you want to invite into your day? A moment of stillness, joy, creativity? Hold onto this intention and let it cradle you softly into a restful night. So, dear friend, as your day wraps up like a gentle hug, allow these rituals to guide you toward a peaceful end. In basking in softness and slowness, we find the magic that makes our lives even more meaningful. Chapter 6. Protecting Your Peace. When yes becomes self-abandonment. Have you ever found yourself saying yes when your heart was whispering no? It's a familiar struggle for many of us, caught in the push and pull of social expectations, the desire to please, and that relentless ticking clock of productivity. We often wear our overcommit schedules like a badge of honor, don't we? But is that really the rhythm of our lives, or a frantic dance to avoid stillness? Picture this. It's a rainy afternoon, the kind of day that invites you to stay wrapped in your favorite blanket, warm tea cradled in your hands. Instead, you're mentally mapping out the weekend's obligations, the invitations that pile like laundry on your to-do list. We've all been there, haven't we? The invitation feels exciting at first, but as the day approaches, it morphs into a weight, an obligation rather than an opportunity. This is where self-abandonment creeps in. When we prioritize everyone else's needs over our own, we sacrifice a piece of ourselves. Each yes can feel like a gentle push away from our center, nudging us into chaos, into obligations that drain our essence instead of filling us with joy. But how do we reclaim that time, that energy, that peace? Start with a moment of reflection. What does your heart desire, really? Consider keeping a small journal, nothing fancy, just a simple notebook. On one page, jot down what fills you with joy and energy. On the opposite page, note what feels like a chore. Over time, patterns will emerge. You'll start to see the yes that lead to energy and those that leave you feeling empty. It's important to recognize that it's okay to say no. No one will cast you out of their kingdom for focusing on your own well-being. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Your authenticity shines brighter when you're engaged in activities that resonate with your spirit. When you choose to show up for your own desires, you create space for genuine connections, those that nourish rather than deplete. So, how about crafting your own gentle boundaries? Give yourself permission to safeguard your peace. Maybe that means declining the last-minute invitation, or perhaps it's about saying no to the extra project at work that will tip you into overwhelm. It's about knowing where your edges are. A friend once told me, every time you say no to someone else, you're really saying yes to yourself. Let that resonate for a moment. Think back to those quiet mornings before your day unfolds. Cherish those sacred times where you can meditate or sip your coffee without the rush of the world clawing at your collar. Every time you clear your calendar for stillness, you say yes to your soul. Build those pockets of peace fiercely, protectively, like an invisible shield around your heart. Transitions aren't always easy. The shift from a habitual yes to a mindful no can feel uncomfortable, like slipping into a dress that's slightly too small. I recall a time when I hesitated to decline an invitation that felt more obligatory than enjoyable. I practiced a simple mantra: I deserve to show up fully where I want to be. It may not take away the anxiety entirely, but the freedom it offered afterward felt like a breath of fresh air. As you navigate these choices, check in with your body. Feel that tightness in your chest. That's your intuition signaling you to pause.
Trust it.
Listen and let it guide you back home to your needs. You are cultivating a gentle strength through this practice, a quiet resilience, a willingness to nurture your own spirit. In this age of constant connectivity, where every ping feels like a call to action, remember that protecting your peace is an act of courage. It's not merely about saying no, but about saying yes to your full life. As you begin to weave these choices into your daily rhythm, notice how they transform not only your own well-being, but also how you interact with the world. So take a deep breath. Savor the space you've created. Embrace the peace that bubbles up when you reclaim those moments of joy. It might just be the beginning of a tender new chapter in your life, a gentle shift toward a more intentional way of being. The quiet art of saying no. In a world that constantly pulls us in a million directions, learning to say no can feel like discovering hidden treasure. Imagine standing at the edge of a forest, with light filtering through the leaves, and you have the power to choose your path. Saying no isn't just about rejecting an invitation or declining a project. It's about choosing yourself, your peace, and what aligns with your true rhythm. I remember a time when my calendar was a jigsaw puzzle of commitments, social invitations, work deadlines, and unspoken expectations. I wore my busyness like a badge of honor, but in truth, all I felt was frayed. It was like trying to juggle water. The moment I tried to hold on, it slipped through my fingers, leaving only the weight of regret and exhaustion. Then, one crisp autumn morning, sipping chamomile tea while the leaves danced outside my window, I stumbled upon the gentle art of saying no. It dawned on me that to protect my peace, I needed to carve out space for what mattered most. And what mattered?
Me.
My creativity. My joy. Saying no shouldn't feel like closing a door. It should feel like opening a window. The breeze sweeping through brings fresh air and new possibilities. Here are a few whispers of wisdom I've gathered along the way, soft reminders to help you embrace this delicate practice. Start small. You don't have to leap into the deep end. Maybe it's gently declining an evening out when all you crave is the company of your cozy couch. Each small no adds up to something profound over time. Tune into your feelings. Ask yourself, how does this opportunity or invitation make you feel? If there's even a flicker of unease, it's worth considering a solid no. Your intuition is your friend, guiding you like a compass towards the calm you seek. Practice mindfulness. Before replying to a request, take a moment. Breathe deeply. A simple pause can be powerful, allowing clarity to wash over you. Sometimes, the best responses are born in the stillness. Value your time. Remember, your time is your most precious resource. Treat it like gold. When you say no, you're essentially telling the universe you value your peace more than temporary distractions. Frame it with gratitude. Instead of feeling guilty, consider thanking the person who extended the invitation. Something like, I truly appreciate the thought, but I'm focusing on my well-being right now, can shift the tone from disappointment to understanding. Let go of guilt. This is crucial. Guilt can be a fog that clouds your judgment. Remind yourself that saying no is a form of self-care. Owning it carries a certain authenticity that is refreshing. In this age, where the digital world often blurs the boundaries of our time, navigating our choices with intentionality can feel daunting. But remember, every no is a yes to something else. Perhaps more time to write, more moments to nurture your creative spirit, or maybe just more space to breathe. There is beauty in simplicity, in knowing what makes your heart feel light. Embrace the quiet strength that comes with honoring your needs. It's not selfish, it's essential. Trust that when you prioritize your peace, it inspires others to do the same. As I close this chapter, I encourage you to take a quiet moment. Reflect on what you want to invite into your life. A cozy routine, fulfilling connections, the whispers of your muse. Then, with a gentle heart, practice the art of saying no. You might find that the world is still bright, even in the spaces you've left open. A peace audit journaling exercise. Sometimes, the world can feel overwhelming, a cacophony of noise and expectation. We rush from one task to another, often forgetting to pause and breathe. I've learned that finding peace in the chaos isn't about escaping reality. It's about tuning into my own rhythm and understanding where my peace might be slipping away. That's why I invite you to join me in a gentle exploration I like to call a peace audit. To begin your peace audit, grab your journal or a few sheets of paper, whatever you feel most comfortable with. You might want to settle into a cozy corner where you feel safe, perhaps with a cup of your favorite tea. No distractions, just you and the quiet for a little while. Step 1. Reflect on your environment. What places bring you joy? Think of spots in your home, local parks, or even cafes that beckon you like a warm hug. In contrast, what places drain your energy? Reflect on spaces that leave you feeling unsettled or drained. Perhaps they remind you of past stress, or maybe they just feel cluttered and chaotic. As you jot down these thoughts, let your feelings flow freely. There's no right or wrong here, only your truth. Step 2. Examine your relationships. Who uplifts you? Make a list of people who bring light into your life, those whose conversations fill you with warmth and inspiration. Who leaves you feeling heavy? Be gentle yet honest. Recognizing those relationships that don't serve your peace is a crucial step. It's okay to feel a sense of responsibility, but remember, your peace is vital. Step 3. Assess your routines. What rituals nourish your spirit? Write about the things that make your heart feel full: morning tea, evening walks, or even moments spent reading a book in the bath. What habits might be depleting you? Consider whether certain routines are stealing your joy or dragging you into overwhelm. The late-night scrolling? The constant planning? Acknowledge them. Step 4. Identify your triggers. What events or situations make you lose your peace? Picture moments that have caused you anxiety or sadness lately. Name them, acknowledge their presence, but don't let them define you. How can you respond differently next time? Imagine how you could create a softer boundary or introduce a soothing charm to your self-talk in those moments. Step 5. Create your peace intentions. How do you envision guarding your peace? Here, sketch out a few gentle intentions. It could be simple phrases like, "I am enough," "I will pause," or "It's okay to take care of myself." What small changes can you introduce this week? Consider actions like turning off notifications, carving out extra time for nature, or re-engaging in a creative hobby you've sidelined for too long. As you work through this exercise, try to stay present. Feel your heart calm with each word you write. There's no rush. Let each thought unfold gently. After completing your peace audit, you might find that you have a clearer sense of where to protect your peace. This isn't about drastic changes. Instead, think of it as an invitation to embrace a gentler way of living, one that honors your unique spirit and the beautiful rhythm of life all around you. Remember, dear friend, every step taken toward protecting your peace is a step worth celebrating. After all, a peaceful heart can inspire a peaceful world. Chapter 7. Finding Joy in the Ordinary. The forgotten beauty of simplicity. In a world that often screams for our attention, it's easy to forget the gentle whispers of simplicity. Each day, we're inundated with bright screens, buzzing notifications, and an endless stream of to-do lists. So often, we chase after the extraordinary, believing it will bring us joy. But what if the true magic lies hidden within our everyday lives? What if we paused, just for a moment, to embrace the beauty in the ordinary? Imagine that the sun is just rising, casting a soft golden hue through your window. You can hear the world waking up, the distant chirping of birds mingling with a gentle rustle of leaves. There's something quietly profound about those early hours, isn't there? It's a reminder that life begins anew every day, filled with tiny moments just waiting to be noticed. I remember when I first stumbled upon this idea, the stillness of mornings transformed my perspective. Those phone-free mornings I began to cultivate weren't just about putting my device away. They were an invitation to dive deeply into simplicity. Pouring my coffee, feeling its warmth in my hands, and savoring each sip were small yet profound rituals that grounded me. Instead of rushing through breakfast, I'd slow down, allowing each bite to fill my senses. I learned to listen to the soft sounds of the world around me, which spoke volumes when I finally tuned in. Simplicity isn't merely a state of being, it's a practice, a choice we make daily. Perhaps it starts with choosing to walk instead of drive, noticing the colors of the flowers along the way. Or it's in the crispness of autumn air as leaves dance to the ground, inviting us to celebrate change. Sometimes I'll sit by the window, watching the clouds drift lazily across the sky, finding inspiration in their effortless grace. Every moment holds the potential for connection and gratitude. In the act of washing dishes, we can feel the warmth of the soapy water, the rhythm of scrubbing, a tiny embrace of the mundane. The simplicity of each task invites us to create presence. It's an opportunity to breathe in and realize our lives aren't defined by grand events, but by these cherished snippets of time. As women navigating the fast-paced heartbeat of the urban landscape, our lives can feel cluttered, both physically and emotionally. When we immerse ourselves in simplicity, we slowly peel away the layers of overwhelm. It's about recognizing the beauty in small, simple actions, lighting a candle that flickers softly, tucking a strand of hair behind your ear, or drawing a warm bath at the end of a long day. I invite you to experiment with this gentle invitation to simplicity. Perhaps choose one thing each day, an ordinary act, and infuse it with your full attention. Create a ritual around it. As you do so, notice how it shifts your heart. Does the act of brewing tea become a cozy moment of warmth? Does the sound of the kettle signal a pause, a moment to breathe and reflect? These small changes can evoke a sense of wonder, capturing joy in the fleeting moments. It's an invitation to revel in the little things, to find the extraordinary in the seemingly mundane. Life, in all its busyness, sometimes asks us to hold space for quiet pleasures. Remember, there's a beautiful stillness in simplicity. Life need not feel like an endless list. It can instead be a series of tiny gifts waiting to unfold. As we slow down and attune ourselves to this rich tapestry of the ordinary, we begin to weave our joy into the fabric of our everyday existence. Let's take a moment to appreciate the beauty that surrounds us, to find joy in the routine. You may even discover that, within those familiar patterns, lies an abundance of grace and meaning. After all, a gentle life, lived with intention, can transform the ordinary into something truly extraordinary. Using your senses as anchors. In the midst of our bustling days, we often overlook the quiet beauty that lingers around us. The soft whisper of a breeze brushing against our skin, the sweet aroma of freshly brewed coffee, or the gentle flutter of a page turning in a well-loved book. When we pause to immerse ourselves in these simple pleasures, we can cultivate a sense of peace, grounding us in the here and now. Try this. Start by tuning into your senses. Each one holds a treasure of experience, a doorway to a moment filled with meaning. It can feel almost like a dance, allowing yourself to sway between the sights, sounds, and scents that create the melody of your daily life. Sight. What do you see around you? Perhaps it's the sunlight filtering through the leaves, casting playful shadows on the sidewalk. Or the comforting chaos of your workspace, with notebooks stacked high and colorful pens scattered about. Take a moment to drink it in, really look. Let your eyes rest on the beauty of the ordinary. Sound. Close your eyes for a moment. What sounds are enveloping you? The distant chatter of a cafe, the rhythmic clatter of keys being tapped as you type, or maybe the soothing hum of a city that never truly sleeps. Each sound tells a story. Choose one and follow its thread. How does it resonate with you today? Touch. Run your fingers along your favorite mug, feeling the warmth radiate from it seconds before you take a sip. Notice the sensation of the fabric of your sweater brushing against your arms, perhaps a reminder of the coziness of home. Touch connects us to the tangible world. Let it anchor you in this moment. Taste. Savor each bite as if it were a gift. A piece of dark chocolate, the zest of a citrus fruit, or even just a sip of plain water. What if each flavor was an invitation to notice? When we engage with taste, we can unlock memories and emotions that might otherwise slip away unnoticed. Smell. The world is rich with scents that invoke nostalgia. The earthy aroma of rain-soaked pavement, the comforting smell of baked bread wafting from a nearby bakery, or even the subtle fragrance of your favorite candle. Take a deep breath. What does it remind you of? Allow scent to carry you back to moments that have brought you joy. Finding joy in the ordinary is not a grand affair. It's woven into the fabric of our day-to-day experiences. The small anchors we create through our senses can transform fleeting moments into lasting memories. It's an invitation to step outside the demands that constantly tug at us and instead embrace what it means to feel alive. When I first began to slow down and intentionally connect with my surroundings, I thought of it as building a sanctuary, a place where the noise of the world softened, allowing me space to breathe, to think, to feel. You see, our senses have the power to ground us, to remind us that we are here, fully present. As I settled into my own rituals, from morning coffee to evening walks, I discovered that engaging with my senses became a form of meditation. The delightful simplicity of a warm cup cradled in my palms or the vivid colors that dance before my eyes in autumn, these moments became my anchors, reminding me that joy is often nestled in what is near. Sometimes, the world demands we hurry or distract ourselves to numb the chaos, but what if we chose to stay instead? What if we allowed ourselves to exist in the small details, the fleeting emotions, and let those moments flourish? Invite these anchors into your life. The next time you feel the rush rising within, pause. Close your eyes and breathe. Let yourself be drawn back into the present through your senses, anchoring you firmly in the beautiful ordinary. In these moments, you may find a soft whisper of joy that carries you through even the busiest of days. The Tiny Joys Gratitude List. In the gentle rhythm of our everyday lives, it's often the little things that weave a magic thread through our routines. These tiny joys, waiting patiently for us to notice, hold a glow that can warm even the coldest of days. They don't scream for attention. Instead, they whisper and invite us to pause, to breathe, to appreciate. Here's a humble list of those small treasures that spark a flicker of joy in ordinary moments. The first sip of coffee on a sleepy morning. It wraps around you like a soft blanket, coaxing you into the day with its warmth. The sound of rain tapping against the window. Each drop, a gentle reminder that nature is alive and speaking, even when we're tucked inside, safe and dry. A handwritten note from a friend. Those words, inked with care, feel like a hug that travels through time and space. The scent of fresh flowers. It dances in the air, whispering of beauty and life, even in the simplest of vases. An unexpected smile from a stranger. In this bustling urban life, a shared moment can ignite a feeling of connection, reminding us we're not alone. The quiet time with a beloved book. It's like stepping into another world where the worries of reality fade away, if only for a moment. The soft glow of candlelight. It transforms any space into a sanctuary, a cozy haven to reflect and breathe. Finding your favorite song on the radio. Its familiar notes wash over you, pulling at those heartstrings and lifting your spirit. The feeling of grass beneath your bare feet. It's grounding, a tactile reminder that we are part of this beautiful earth, if only for a fleeting moment. The laughter shared with a friend. Those bursts of joy shared over a cup of tea create an echo through our hearts, filling us with warmth. When we begin to notice these seemingly mundane moments, we unlock a richness that permeates our daily rhythms. What if you let yourself sink into the pleasure of anticipation, the comfort of routine, the sweetness of simplicity? Creating a gratitude list doesn't need to be a grand gesture or a meticulously crafted piece of art. It can be as simple as jotting down a few of these tiny joys. Try to keep a journal or a small note on your phone. Whenever the weight of the day feels heavy, take a moment to reflect on these little sparks. Invite your creativity to flow and explore what brings you joy. Maybe it's the way sunlight filters through the leaves, casting playful shadows on your path, or the cozy ritual of wrapping yourself in a favorite sweater as the evening descends. Write these down. This practice can form a bridge between the noise of the day and the calm within. A gentle nudge that reminds you to cultivate love and appreciation for the life you're living, one tiny joy at a time. In this intricate dance of life, our happiness lies not just in the grand celebrations, but in the soft whispers of the ordinary. Embrace them. Nurture them. There's beauty in this simplicity, a poetry that sings softly, urging our hearts to find joy even amidst the chaos of our busy urban lives. Let's continue to collect these little pieces, shall we? They are, after all, the stitches that hold our days together, the moments that can illuminate our lives with a soft, gentle light. Chapter 8. Living with Intention. Intention over ambition. In a world that seems to rush by faster than a city bus, it's easy to get caught in the trap of ambition. The chatter of voices whispering, more, 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 can drown out the soft, gentle echoes of our own intuition. We chase after titles, accolades, and validation, thinking they might fill the gaps in our souls. But what if we dared to pause? To breathe? To choose intention over ambition instead? Intentional living doesn't mean relinquishing our dreams or aspirations. It's more about cultivating a framework, an approach to life that prioritizes our inner peace and aligns with our true desires. Imagine walking down a textured path where every step is deliberate, filled with purpose. Each footfall resonates with the rhythm of your heart, and you begin to realize that the journey is just as important, if not more so, than the destination. Take a moment to reflect on the word intention. It feels soft, doesn't it? Almost like the first light of dawn stretching across the sky. Intentions give us direction rather than setting the unyielding pace of ambition. They're rooted in our values, our deeper selves. So, what if we shifted our focus? Rather than asking, "What can I achieve?" you might ask, "What can I nurture?" Instead of rushing to tick items off a never-ending to-do list, consider, "What truly brings me joy?" Here's where the magic begins. Slowing down to indulge in your everyday rituals, those little moments that might seem mundane can ignite sparks of fulfillment. Pour yourself a cup of chai like it's a sacred ceremony. Delight in the scent of the spices as they dance in the air. The journey becomes savored, and life unfolds in a tapestry of meaningful experiences. When I first embraced the shift, it felt daunting. The noise of my ambitions loomed like a storm cloud over my head. Yet I started small. Morning pages became my companion, where I poured out my thoughts without judgment, exploring what felt authentic. Gradually, I ventured into creating spaces around me that mirrored my intention: a clutter-free desk, sunlight filtering through soft curtains, a hand-picked bouquet of flowers just because. Each of these choices brought me closer to a centered version of myself. Let's talk about our dreams for a moment. It's so easy, in the glow of social media, to compare our journeys with others, to measure our success against the flashing lights of someone else's highlight reel. But true intention asks us to define our own version of success. What does it look like for you? Perhaps it's the satisfaction of finishing a book that's been resting on your nightstand, or the joy of cooking a new recipe that nourishes both body and soul. It could even be as simple as carving out a few minutes to be still, absorbing the beauty of a sunset, and feeling gratitude for just being. Engaging with our intentions doesn't require elaborate plans or sweeping changes. It can be as gentle as whispering to ourselves, "Today, I will be present," or setting aside those 10 mindful minutes before sleep to reflect on 3 things we're grateful for, allowing that warmth to wrap around us like a cozy blanket. At its core, Living with intention invites us into a world where our choices feel as though they are leading us home. Each intention becomes a step toward a life that resonates with who we are. It's a loving reminder that slowing down opens the door for creativity, connection, and authenticity to flourish. So, dear friend, as we stroll together through this chapter and life, let's embrace the soft strength of intention. With each gentle breath, let's unfold the layers of our hearts, creating a canvas rich with purpose, peace, and profound meaning. Let the slow, deliberate motions sculpt a life that feels uniquely ours, a life where we are not just ambitious souls racing toward a finish line, but tender spirits reveling in the beauty of the journey itself. Always remember, it's not just about where we're going, but how we choose to get there. As we set our intentions, may the road ahead be painted with warmth, kindness, and an openness to all that life has to offer. Building a life that feels like you. Sometimes, it feels like life wraps us up in a whirlwind, doesn't it? The bustle of the city, the ping of notifications, each day can blur into the next, leaving us wondering where the time has gone. I've been there, tangled up in to-do lists, chasing elusive deadlines while my own heart whispered for something different, something softer. So, how do we begin to forge a life that feels authentically ours amidst all the noise? It starts with intentionality. Picture it, a gentle morning sun casting a warm glow on your favorite corner of the room, the scent of freshly brewed coffee curling around you like a comforting hug. This is your space, where you can pause, breathe, and begin to explore what living means to you. To create a life that resonates with your truest self, take a moment to reflect on what brings you joy. It could be the quiet moments with a book that steals you away, the feel of soft fabric against your skin, a reminder to slow down, little rituals like planting herbs on the windowsill, nurturing the life that grows there. Let these tiny glimpses of joy become your guideposts. Slow down and embrace an occasional stillness. Ask yourself, what feels good? What makes you smile? As you delve deeper, consider your values. Maybe it's creativity, connection, or simplicity that calls to you. For me, it's the essence of being present, mindfulness, that anchors my soul. I try to weave that into the fabric of my days. And it's not about perfection. It's about being true to yourself amidst the messiness of life. Something I love to do is create a cozy visual reminder of my intentions. I keep a little altar on my writing desk. It holds treasures like a small potted plant thriving in the light, a handwritten note with a quote that stirs something deep within me, a few literary gems that remind me of my path, books that champion softness and simplicity. Each piece says, "This is me." Consider incorporating what resonates with you into a similar sacred space. It can become a beautiful practice to revisit, an invitation to pause, to affirm what truly matters. And speaking of practice, my mornings have become incredibly vital. I've cultivated a gentle ritual of phone-free mornings. Just imagine, waking up before the world starts buzzing, allowing myself to drift into a slow, intentional existence before the day takes hold. If this speaks to you, maybe try setting your phone aside for an hour. Allow yourself the pleasure of simply being. Tuck into your favorite blanket, brew your tea or coffee, and breathe deeply. Connect with your thoughts through journaling. Let your pen flow freely. Or simply sit with your thoughts, listening to the symphony of the world waking up around you. This is a nurturing oasis for your spirit, a time to listen to what you craved before the world demanded. As you explore your day, notice where you feel drawn. Is it to seek a deeper connection? Or perhaps you yearn for creativity each moment. Follow these threads. Maybe they lead you to unexpected places, or even to new adventures you never thought possible. Also, the power of saying no. Let's acknowledge that sometimes we feel obligated to join every gathering or engage in every request. And yet, it's perfectly okay, dare I say necessary, to create boundaries that protect our time and energy. Picture this. Every time you say yes to something, it's like adding a weight to your bag. But when you choose to say no to what doesn't align with your inner truth, it's as if you're lightening that load. You're carving out space for experiences that bring you joy and fulfillment. Living intentionally isn't about leading a perfect life. It's about finding meaning in the everyday, the softest moments. It's a commitment to honor what's within you. As you journey through creating a life that feels like you, remember this: be gentle with yourself. It's a dance that requires patience and reflection. You're not alone in this exploration. Every step taken, however small, is a celebration of your unique rhythm. So, let's wrap ourselves in that cozy feeling of belonging to ourselves. You have the power to cultivate a life that sings your song and reflects your essence. Step into the beauty of being you, softly and slowly, one intentional breath at a time. Crafting your soft and slow manifesto. Creating a soft and slow manifesto is like weaving your personal tapestry of intentions, each thread representing a desire, a belief, or a soft promise to yourself. It's not just about listing values, it's about capturing the essence of how you want to engage with the world. Imagine this manifesto as a living document, one that gently evolves with you, embracing your journey. So, grab your favorite notebook, the one with a soft cover and gentle pages, and let's explore how you can fill it with intention. Find your heartbeat. Start by asking yourself, what makes your heart flutter? This could be the feeling you get while sipping coffee on a Sunday morning, the joy of writing in your journal, or those quiet moments spent pondering under the night sky. When you tap into what truly resonates, you create a solid foundation for your manifesto. Here are a few prompts to guide you. What brings you peace? What are your core values? What do you dream about when the world goes quiet? The art of simplicity. We live in a world full of noise and distractions. Try to keep your manifesto simple. The philosophy of less is more is key here. Select a few key phrases or words that encapsulate your aspirations. Consider these elements. Softness. Allow room for gentleness in your approach to everyday life. Slowness. Prioritize moments where you can pause and breathe. Presence. Cultivate a sense of being here now, in each moment. Let each word be a friendly reminder of your commitment to living intentionally. It's not about perfection. Rather, it's about being gracefully imperfect. Envision with senses. Imagine how you want to feel when you live with intention. Write about it in detail. Engage your senses, as if you are painting a picture with words. See the sunlight streaming through your window as you sip herbal tea. Hear the rustle of leaves during a walk in the park. Smell the earth just after a gentle rain. Taste the sweetness of a warm pastry shared with a friend. This vivid imagery will anchor your manifesto to real experiences, helping you connect dots between intentions and daily life. Bringing it all together. Once you've pondered these elements, it's time to structure your manifesto. You might consider laying it out as a list or writing a free-form piece. Embrace what feels right for you. My intentions. Write a dedication to yourself. Core values. List what matters most. Sensory moments. Describe the feelings you wish to cultivate. Soft promises. Create gentle reminders you can revisit. Putting it all together, you might end up with something personal and beautiful, a promise to yourself that you can frame on your wall or tuck away in your journal. Revisit and reflect. Your manifesto isn't set in stone. Embrace the fluidity of it. Life shifts, and so do you. Make it a habit to revisit your soft and slow manifesto frequently. What resonates today that didn't before? Have new desires emerged from within? Are there ways you've found to live with more intention and authenticity? This reflective practice helps you remain connected to your aspirations and allows your manifesto to grow alongside you. A closing thought. As you craft this tender document, let it become a gentle guide, reminding you to slow down and revel in the beauty of a life steeped in intention. Live it softly and slowly, knowing each day is a new opportunity to awaken to the magic within your ordinary moments. So, take a deep breath and dive into this process. Your soft and slow manifesto awaits. Conclusion. As we come to the gentle close of this journey together, Let's take a moment to breathe, to reflect, and to digest all we've explored. This has been a soft landing, a place to explore the becomes and the unbecomes, a chance to lean into intentional living with grace and curiosity. Here are some key takeaways that I hope linger with you, like the smell of fresh coffee on a slow Sunday morning. Embrace the rhythm of your days. Life is not a sprint. It's more like a delicate dance. Allow yourself to find your own tempo. Notice the moments that feel too rushed and ask yourself how you might infuse your day with a bit more softness. Could that mean waking up a tad earlier for quiet time? Or savoring your evening cup of tea with no distractions? Curate cozy routines. There is magic in the mundane. Your rituals can be your sanctuary. Perhaps it's creating a phone-free space in your evening or writing down 3 things you're grateful for each night. These small practices can cultivate a profound sense of peace over time. Let nature be your guide. Spend time in green spaces whenever you can, even if it's just a nearby park. The soft whispers of the trees and sing-song of the birds ground us in ways modern life often forgets. Feel the cool breeze. It carries reminders of simplicity. Find connection through reflection. Allow yourself to be introspective. Journaling isn't just a task. It's a way to unveil and explore your thoughts on a deeper level. What fills your heart? What clouds your mind? Write it down. Let the ink soak into the paper like gentle rain. Simply be. In a world that often tells us to do more, let's remember the beauty of being. You are enough just as you are. Being present in the moment can stir up joy in the simplest of things: a warm cup of coffee, the laughter of a friend, the stillness of your room. Now, what does the path look like for you next? Here are some gentle nudges to help you step forward softly. Set intentions, not resolutions. As you navigate the seasons ahead, consider framing your goals as intentions rather than resolute promises. Intentions are fluid. They allow room for adjustments and shifts as you grow. They invite kindness into your journey. Surround yourself with inspiration. Create a space that reflects the comforting energies you want to invite into your life. Fill it with things that warm your heart: a cherished book, photos of places that spark wonder, or art that speaks to your soul. Seek community. Find your tribe, a place where you can share your thoughts and dreams. Whether it's through vibrant online spaces or small gatherings with friends, connection creates roots in a world that often feels scattered. Practice patience. Remember, change is a gradual process. It's not a race to the finish line, but rather a series of soft steps that lead you toward a life filled with meaning and purpose. Give yourself grace as you wander this path. As we part ways for now, I hope you carry a piece of this soft journey with you, a gentle reminder that life can be filled with warmth and intention. Let's lean into the beauty of slow, the art of presence, and the magic of living with purpose. With every kind thought, every small ritual, you are crafting a life that is uniquely yours. May you walk forward in love and light, embracing both the triumphs and the quiet moments along the way. With love and gentle whispers. Isla.